Hello. In today's video, I shift gears a little bit from romance into Charlton horror comics. This is a little lot that I bought on eBay. I made an offer, and he took me up on it, and I got these for about $12, including shipping. You can see that these are kind of beat up, so even though they were cheap, that's kind of a reason for it. But I don't really mind because I just like looking at them and checking out the art. And the stories are, well, the stories are the stories. This has a Tom Sutton cover with a nice skull in the background behind the gunfight. The reason I bought this section, this collection, is because they had some art by Demetrio Sanchez Gomez. This issue, it's just the frontispiece. This is the Countess von Blood, B-L-U-D, who is like the little horror host of this magazine. But it's kind of fun. She's also on the cover of most of the later issues that I've seen. This is number 2, with also a Tom Sutton cover. Just it's a Ditko story. I'm looking at it, and I'm not sure. They've got the hostess, Von Blood. I'm not sure if that's drawn by Ditko or not. Little Doctor Strange action looking there. Just kind of showing the art and story here. I'm not really going to recap the story. A little voodoo action there. Look at my little sword. Well, that's a look at some Ditko art. Next, this issue looks like something ate the spine on it, but it's an interesting issue, not the least because of this Tom Sutton cover. But did you know that Charlton had its own version of the Swamp Thing, or the Man Thing? Although he didn't live in a swamp, he lived in the woods. But there are these two guys. They're wanting to go out, but the one doesn't want to leave Grandma alone, and she's like, well, she's been like in a coma for weeks, and there's this little blonde down at the tavern that really liked you. So he decides, well, okay, we'll go. And they get in the Jeep, and little did they know that instead of going to a good time, they're going to encounter the Fear Feeder. He jumps out in front of the Jeep, and he's like a tree trunk, and it just totally it's a vampire who doesn't drink blood. He drinks the fear of people, and so they're freaked out for a while, but then they're killed in the crash. So he doesn't get that much juice out of them. But he needs more, and he thinks, well, I'll follow back the way they came. There might be more people there. And he's going through the woods, and they cut to the old lady. She's thinking about her husband. Jed. Sensing the presence of nearby intelligence, the creature pauses. By the way, the art in this story is by Carlos Vila, which is the first time I've encountered his name in Charlton comics. Although he may have done a lot of horror, and he never did any romance, so I never ran into him. So the fear feeder runs into a fox getting a drink in the night from a pool, and he jumps out and grabs it. But unfortunately, the fox's small brain doesn't generate enough fear to satisfy the monster. So he's getting weaker and weaker because he needs more fear. So finally he comes to the cabin, and there's all these lights on. There must be somebody home. So he looks in, he doesn't see anyone at first, but he thought, well, I better check it out. I'm so hungry, I need to find someone. So he comes in and he sees the old woman. And she's like, oh, Jed, my Jed. So, well, I'm going to try to wake her up and get some fear out of her. Not bad artwork, I must say. I like that little cabin, an outbuilding. Very nice. So just as he's getting ready to nudge her and wake her up to get some whatever fear he can from her, she wakes up and she's like, Jed, my husband, you've come back to me. And she feels she gives him all this love, and he never felt love before. She said, I nearly forgot your face. I could only remember how much I love you. No, hold my hand, Jed. Oh, I missed you. It's been so long. Her love is draining me, killing me. Hold me, Jed, kiss me, just once more. And he turns, I guess he dies, I don't know, it's hard to tell. I guess it's true that they say about love conquering all. With Countess von Blood. Yeah, this issue is pretty toasty. But like I say, you can still discover, even with a really rat-eaten book, you can still find some cool artwork. Next, Scary Tales number 12. If you recall that frontispiece from the first issue I showed, the Demetrio Sanchez Gomez, they've repurposed it here as the cover. Inside there's a story by an artist named Alfredo de Elias, who I'm not really familiar with, but I'm just going to flip through this story really quick and let you look at the art. It's a little bit interesting. If I can turn the page somehow. Looks like a magician or something. She's his assistant. I haven't read this story. I just looked at the art. I'm not really positive what's going on. So yeah, the artwork's pretty interesting. Alfredo de Elias. That might be a nom de plume. Looks like a Spanish artist, though, to me. A little good eyeball art. Like the little stippling. Nice. That little witch, I should kill her. Maybe that's the answer in the antique shop. Kind of ordinary stuff, but he just, with his lines and stippling, kind of makes it interesting. Ooh, he shoots her. Bang. Tom, don't. Bring. Huh. Well, that was a story by Alfredo de Elias. But the best thing about this deal is the seller threw in this Haunted Love number 11, I mean, with this badass Tom Sutton cover. She's a mermaid swinging with the mer frogs in this ancient city under the sea. Kind of an interesting painting. I don't know what it has to do with Gothic Haunted Love, but I guess he brought it in and they decided to use it. Inside, not that interesting. Nicholas and Alicea. I'm not going to bother to show you all this. It's, maybe I'm prejudiced, but I just don't care that much for the artwork. Well, I've seen worse. Let's see what else there is. This Illo is credited to Steve Ditko and Sanho Kim, which is an interesting combination. Sure tough to turn the pages in these books. You can see kind of interesting Illos. You see a little Sanho Kim there in the inking. Not a lot of Ditko though. Journey to Lost Lark. This is a Tom Sutton story. Interesting. Artist Tom Sutton. It's written by Joe Gill. It was written by Tom Sutton. Sorry. Still haven't read this one either. I guess I shouldn't rush into making these videos, but it's all about the art for me. The stories are usually just drag me down. I appreciate them less and less as I read the stories. 'Tis strange business indeed. And out on the open seas, he dreams about her. Oh no, he gets in a boat and rows to her. That's funny. According to that queer map, we be at the position you plotted, Mr. Del Sombra, sir. And they find the guy in a little boat. Theo, throw the scum overboard. And he says, no, I'm going to fight it. And there's one of Tom Sutton's great monsters. It's part of the attraction of some of these horror comics. Look at that guy. A little ship. I don't know what's going on, but the artwork is cool. Yeah, a lot of action. Not sure what's going on, but it's pretty cool. Whirlpool sucks the ship down. The end. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, like it. And I appreciate any comments you might have. And if you like and subscribe and all that, it kind of helps out my channel, although I don't really give a shit. I just do these for fun. So, have a good one.